Hey guys, it's Brick. First of all, happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Second of all, I'm finally getting off of my lazy butt and finally doing a review on this guy after having him for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, that's how you know I've had this guy for an extremely long time. But now, we shall start the review. So first thing we're going to go into is the box. As you see, I was still kind of lazy and I decided not to put him back in the box. So, front of the box, pretty basic. It's massive only because of the wheelchair. That's the main gimmick of it. It's just the wheelchair. I mean, still good though. Right here is where the figure would be. Then you can't really see it well, but down here, where like the lettering is, inside the box, that's where the other hands and other accessories would be. On this side, it's just POLNAREFF in the wheelchair. Same pose on this side. Oh yeah, down here it's J.P. POLNAREFF. Stands for Jean-Pierre POLNAREFF. He's Italian. And then on this side, get 4 poses that you can easily put them in. That one looks by far the best. And then right here is the standard face that he comes with, but with it on in the box. That's his other head sculpt, which is him screaming. Then comes with a total of 3.5. No, that'd be around 4 sets of hands. There's those, which those are for, hold on, it would be sort of this arm, yeah, because you can easily see it on this one. That would be where both of those go. Then there is open hands, fisted hands, one hand to hold the Rec Room arrow, but I won't show that in this review because that's actually attached with his other figure. And then it's sort of like a miniature sword that he can like morph his hand into. Then it comes to the stand. The one that I have is kind of messed up, but that's a story for later. But now, let's get on with the figure. And here he is. I know, it's not really that much. Don't mind this screw sticking out of it. Let's just say I replaced the screw with the wrong type of screw. In fact, I almost broke the stand when doing it. But at least it kind of works. But yeah, move this stupid thing closer. So yeah, now before we get into you can go ahead and see his accessories. So both of these, before I go through the accessories, this peg must stay in the hand because that's how it's supposed to be. And then for this one, the peg must stay in the arm. That's actually sort of how you figure out which hand is which. But yeah, now let's go into it. So let's first put on his fisted hands. You see, look really nice. It's shaded really well. You may not see it as well, but the whole figure itself is very well shaded. Now, you already saw him with the open hands. This is the Rec Room era holding hand. You can tell clearly. If you look closely, you will see a little hole. And then it's a miniature sword hand. It's really supposed to be based off of the sword that his stand uses, but he is able just to access it this way. And it's been like a solid year since I've watched Golden Wind, so I don't really remember that much of it. Now let's go on to the other hands for this one. Whoa, that is extremely blurry. There. So first we will have his standard pointing hand. I'm going to just turn that brightness down a little too much. But yeah, here is the hand. Looks really solid. It's also like shaded. Like I said, you won't probably be able to see it. And then his other pointing hand, it's bleeding. I assume it's when he accidentally touches the Requiem arrow when fighting Diavolo. Diavolo is the main villain in Part 5, if you haven't watched JoJo's. Mine doesn't really fit on well, and I haven't tried heating it up yet, because I'm lazy. But here's sort of how it works, how it looks. Should be faced this way. And now let's get on the other head. What I'm doing, I suggest you not do. I would suggest actually, like, before switching the hands, actually, like, heat up, like, right here, and his head for if you want to switch the head. Do not do what I'm about to do. Don't do that. Because that could mess up the neck pad. And here's him with the screaming face. If you're wondering why he has that weird purple thing right here in his eye, that's because, like, he gets blinded during one of his fights against Diablo. Let's go and look at his other two accessories, and then we'll get into articulation. So here is his wheelchair. He sits in it. It's very easy for him to sit in it. Let's go. Right here are the wheels. They can turn. They can spin. Ooh. There. They can spin and turn. There's this thing that's usually used as like brakes. You go right there. This one, it works, but not as well. But I think on this one is one where it like completely stops it. Nope, that one actually is the closest to stopping it. That's alright. Yeah, these ones also spin. I think the star on here is a reference to the Joestar Foundation. Not the Joestar Foundation. It's the Speedwagon Foundation. But Joseph Joestar is the one like that actually owns it. Actually, no. I'm not even sure anymore. I forgot. And yeah, and then also right here, you can make a figure like hold it, and the stand actually plugs in it right there for it to hold the wheelchair for like if he's like floating or something. And now, speaking of that, we have the stand. The stand, it's sort of a basic stand. It doesn't come with like any clampers or anything. That's what I call them. That is standard articulation for it. But down here, the shape is different from the Tamashii Nations one. It kind of reminds me of like an eye of some sort, except with these three holes. Then right here, you can see the logo of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures inscribed. It actually looks like it's on the bottom of it in reverse. And it just reflects on it here. But yeah, now that we've done that, let's go into articulation. So you see, this guy is really thin. Because for some reason, their animations made it to where they're much thinner. So first, head can go down this much. Can go up this much. Actually, I think that's... No. It can't go up. The neck is what makes it go up. The neck doesn't make it to where... It doesn't affect how it goes down. But it does affect how it goes up. He can... ab crunch goes down this far, which... From what I've seen, this is actually really solid ab crunch. He has diaphragm rotation, like really good diaphragm rotation. Which is great for a JoJo figure. Then there's lower torso. By the way, both of these are on ball joints. I think actually a lot of things in this has to do with ball joints. So, actually. So, if you want to like make it to where it goes up higher, truly, you have to actually turn these down and then you go up. And you can go this, like, you go up this high, stretch out this far, there is no bicep swivel because how the joint is, it makes it to where it sort of acts as a bicep swivel. You know what I'm saying? Like the old Yamaguchi figures. Or, what's it called? Oh yeah, the TK DIY. Ultra Instinct Torso. That's what it kind of acts like. Double jointed elbows that can actually move around as well. So that it also basically just replaces the bicep swivel. And then the hand, the peg can rotate 360, and so can the hand. And of course, that's the same on this side. Now for the legs, go up this far, can go this far back. There is thigh swivel. Be careful though, because there's some times where you can actually see the joint when doing it. But it doesn't bother me. This can also, his knee can rotate for some reason. Oh, and before I continue with this do not mess with. In fact, when I first got him, I think it was this one, it fell off, and so I had to super glue it. Wasn't a problem for me though, because I'm a master at super gluing. It can, his leg, well, his lower leg can go back this far. And then ankle rocker, I think is what it's called. And then toe bend. It's not really like a controlled toe bend, it's just flaps in the wind. And yeah, that's its articulation. Now the detailing, like I've said multiple times, it is extremely detailed. In fact, it's also very textured as well. Like, majority of this is matte, but right here is more of a glossy finish to give off that shine, since it's more metallic. And it's overall it's really nice. And yeah, now before we get on to the overall conclusion, I will now do some scaling. There will be two sections to this. One where he is not in his wheelchair, and then one where he is in his wheelchair. Here is him next to the S.A.S Figure Arts Superhero Vegeta. Here is him next to the S.A.S Figure Arts Luffy. Here is him next to the S.A.S Figure Arts Legendary Super Saiyan Goku. Here is him next to the Figure Arts Standard Super Saiyan 4 Goku. And finally, here is him next to the Yolo Park Satoru Gojo. And here is him disabled next to the whole TikTok Roots Party. In conclusion, would I say to get this guy? Absolutely. Last time I checked, he was like, I think $70 or $80, maybe. Could be wrong. I have a link to this guy in the description, by the way, and exactly where I got him from. This man never disappointed me as a figure. I've had this guy for around 2 or 3 years. He is awesome, and I definitely recommend you get him if you are a JoJo's Bizarre Adventures fan, like me. There is, of course, the other Part 3 version of him, but that one is way too expensive. That one goes for like $100 plus, just for him. And so yeah, that's all for today's review, and happy Thanksgiving.